was in the medieval era that the amphitheater ceased to be used for entertainment purposes. Thereafter, it was used for housing, workshops, quarters for a religious order, a fortress, a quarry, and a Christian shrine. The games in the Colosseum played are believed to have taken the lives of about 500,000 people over a million wild animals. Though ruined by earthquakes and stone robbers, the amphitheater serves as an iconic symbol of imperial Rome. The Roman Colosseum is one of the most popular tourist attractions of Rome and still holds close connections with the Roman Catholic Church. On every Good Friday, the Pope leads a torchlit Way of the Cross procession to the amphitheater. The amphitheater has been depicted on the Italian version of the 5-cent euro coin. The Colosseum is an entirely freestanding structure, 189 meters, 615 feet long, 156 meters, 510 feet wide, and with a base area of 6 acres, 24,000 meters squared. The height of the outer wall of the amphitheater is 48 meters, 157 feet, with the perimeter originally measuring 545 meters, 1,788 feet. The central arena of the Roman Colosseum is oval in shape, being 287 feet long and 180 feet wide. It stands surrounded by a 15-foot high wall, which has tiers of seating above it. It has been estimated that the outer wall of the amphitheater required over 100,000 cubic meters, 131,000 cubic yards of travertine stone. The stones used in the outer wall of the Colosseum were set without mortar. In fact, they were held together by 300 tons of iron clamps. The arena of the amphitheater is estimated to have the dimensions of 83 meters by 48 meters, 272 feet by 157 feet. The surviving facade of the Roman Colosseum's outer wall is made up of 3 stories of superimposed arcades framed by half columns of the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian orders. The arcades of the amphitheater have been surmounted by a podium on which stands a tall attic decorated with Corinthian pilasters. There were special boxes in the Colosseum at the north and the south ends for the emperor and the Vestal virgins, providing the best views of the arena. The Colosseum was not designed by a single prominent designer or architect, as it would be if built today. During medieval times, it was said to have been designed by the ancient Roman poet Virgil. Now we know that Virgil space by Christians over the centuries. A large cross was removed in the 1870s during a frenzy of secular archaeology funded by the new Italian state. That cross was replaced by Mussolini in 1926 in a cynical effort to placate Catholics. There is little or no evidence that the significant members of Christians were martyred as part of the Roman spectacles at the Colosseum. Gladiators were marginalized persons in Roman society without the rights of citizenship and essentially